Hey everybody, welcome to my channel. So that's how you do that. My name is Joe Latender. Today I am bringing a gem to you. This is a plank that I've been looking at for quite a while now. I've been wanting to bring a video to you on this, and today we're going to do it. It's called Hune flooring. Now this stuff, I've talked to a lot of people, checked out the reviews. I've also talked to people who have bought it, installed it, even a few years later, talked to them to see how it's still performing. And this plank, testing it and stuff myself, this plank has slowly irked its way into my top 5. As a matter of fact, I have it in my top 3. Now, I'm not going to go over what my top 5 manufacturers are today, but that's a video that's coming out here really soon, so look for that. And so we're going to go over all the benefits of these. We're going to give it the tests where we check the locking system to see if it's durable, because if the locking system fails, it doesn't matter how good the plank is. It's junk if it gaps and breaks on us. We also are going to test scratch resistance. If we can't live on it with our pets, our kids, and ourselves and play on it, what's the sense in even having it, right? So we're going to check scratch resistance with a fork. I'm going to throw some sand on it. We're also going to get a hammer after it and see how dent resistant it is. And of course, I'm going to install some to show you how easy this is to install. I'm excited to share all these things with you. So let's get started. Now, one of the most important things that I didn't say in the very beginning there was we want a plank that also is going to look good. That's going to have a good look to it. It's going to have good embossing, so it's authentic looking, like it's a natural wood. We also don't want to see the same dang pattern over and over and over again. Now, that's one of the things that I like about planks that I highly recommend, and this plank right here has a lot of patterns. Like, for example, this Elite collection that I'm going to share with you right now, it has 16 different patterns that come in this collection. So you're not going to see very many repeats, and this is a huge plank, which is good because when you have a bigger plank, you can notice those things a lot more when those patterns repeat. So this is Elite, and this is a 9x72 plank. It has a 30 mil wear layer on it, which means that is how much you got to go through of that wear layer before you get to the pattern. The thicker, usually the better. The average plank has anywhere between 12 and 22 on it. 30 is overkill. I have seen 40 on some other plank, but 30 is a really good wear layer. 20 is a good wear layer, so 30 is definitely a really good wear layer. Now this plank is 6.5 millimeters thick, including the attached pad that's on there. You can see how realistic this looks. Very nice looking plank. Okay, so now you've seen what the plank looks like. Now it's time for us to get to the real deal. Let's check out the locking system, hit it with a hammer, and let's do the fork test. Come on over. I also want to see if it has some marker on there, if it's going to come off. This is denatured alcohol. Let's see, that'll come right off. All right, let's give this the fork test. See a little bit on there, but it's pressing pretty hard when I went the other way. Now I went at an angle. I don't really see anything from the angle. Looks pretty good. I went hard this way, and I did leave a little bit of a mark there. But overall, pretty good. Okay, it took a pretty good swing for me to get that. Just where I hit it really hard is where it broke. So pretty good on that. So now comes the most important part to me. Before I even started testing anything else, this would be actually the first thing that I always check, and that is, can I break the locking system? And that's the groove. Okay, up there towards the corner I can, but can I in the middle of it? I can't. I can't get it. This is a really good locking system, guys. That is durable. It's not often that I can find a plank that I can't break the locking system unless it's wood or laminate. Very tough. I only know of a few that I can't break with my fingers. This is the Elite, remember. We'll still have to try the other ones, but the Elite is holding up to the test there. All right, now I want to try to just put some of this together. Let's see how it does. Well, that went together nice. Now the true test is when you're putting another plank together with two other ones, or with another row. So let's give this a try. Okay, it seems to be easy enough to put together. For a long plank, this long joint goes in pretty simple. The other thing is when I hit this is a tapping block. This is called the plank hammer. This is a tool that I like to use when I'm installing laminate and vinyl plank. I'll put a link below so you can check this out. How hard can I hit the locking system before it does any damage, which is pretty hard, and it's not even really that much damage. A lot of times you'll see the whole locking system just break off. So here's the plank hammer again. What I really like about it is all the handle on it. So you can put your hands in different places while you're tapping so that you can get some finesse with it. And then also you can use brute force with this, or you can be really delicate. Helps really a lot to get plank together. As far as this plank goes, this is a really long and wide plank, which usually is very difficult to install. I didn't even have my first row secured here, which I usually secure the first row with spacers or another method that I use that really helps you get that first row started. So when it's moving like that, it makes it more difficult to put together. And for me to put this plank together the way I just did, I'm super impressed. By far the easiest big long plank install that I've ever experienced, and I think that a DIY could install this easily. So big thumbs up for me, Hune, on how easy this is to install. Sand test. No scratches. No scratches. Wow, the stuff. I'm putting the groove into the tongue here, which is what I usually consider working backwards, and I can't believe how easy that is going together. I'm actually gonna have to turn this. One carton has quite a few plank in this. This is the Select. Okay, so again, this is Select. This is their plank, that's their lower end plank. So I'm gonna try to break the locking system on this. Okay, so I can break this one, but it takes a lot of effort, which is really good. it just takes a lot of effort to do it. Okay, so I can break this locking system, which it's still a decent locking system on there because it took a lot of brute force for me to break that, which is good because the locking systems I'm really concerned about is the ones that you can just break like they're a potato chip. You barely use any pressure at all and it snaps right off, and that's what you're looking for. Now this is their lower line, so it's their select. It's not quite as thick of a plank as the Elite was, where it was pretty much impossible for me to break that with my fingers. So that is one thing that I'm gonna say between the two, why this one would be a little easier. So Select is a 7x60 plank, so a 7 by 5 feet. It's 5.5 millimeters in thickness, and it has a 20 mil wear layer on it. It does have embossed texture on it, so it does look nice. I don't think it looks quite as nice as the Elite, but it is a lower end plank, which is expected. Now there's only 8 distinct patterns in this line instead of the 16 that Elite has, which 8 is still really a great number because most planks around this price point, because this is their lower end plank, usually you're seeing 4 patterns at best. You might see 5. So plus the locking system on this gives it a leg up to most of the plank that's in this price point because of how durable it was, and also it's not a drop and lock, which a drop and lock is a plank that I would absolutely tell you to stay away from. It's where you actually hit the joints together with a rubber mallet on the cross joints. Those are the ones that you're going to have problems with, and that's mostly what you're going to find some of those more popular planks, like for example, Life Proof is a drop and lock. Okay, so trying to compare apples to apples here, with this locking system, I don't think there's really a comparison between this and Life Proof at the same price point. And just so you know where I stand with that, and you can go check the reviews out for yourself on the gapping and the problems that people have with those types of plank. All right. So I do see marks that it left on there, but they're not like scratches. They're just marks. So I'm gonna try to wipe those off. So a lot of times a fork will leave a mark because it's metal. That's like, which most of it wiped away. I could still scrub a little bit right there, but I don't see any deep scratches at all. It's definitely not getting down into the pattern. It's still working its way through the wear layer. I can see them just a little bit, but nothing that dug deep inside. All right, let's see how strong this core is. Okay, so if I hit it really hard, it'll break, but no dents anywhere else. It's only when you hit it really hard with real hard brute force. So that's a good sign. Nice, good, strong core. Let's do one more test on the marker. See if this will come off. Again, this is denatured alcohol. See, the marker comes right off. Just want to see if you can get a pic of where the hammer marks are, where I hit really hard. You can kind of see. I don't know if you can see there's a few marks from the fork, but again, that's not really scratching, it's marks left from the metal. So I still do see a little bit of the fork mark, but it's not scratches when I look at it at the angle. So how a plank, most planks are how they work are, they have the core. Then on top of the core, they put the print or the pattern of the plank, right? And then on top of that, that's where they put that wear layer, which this one is a 20 mil wear layer. And then on top of that wear layer, they put another protectant, and every plank company is different on what they use. There's a UV urethane that they'll put on there, a ceramic bead, aluminum oxide. And when you hit that with metal, it can leave a mark that'll eventually go away. But what the concern is what you want to look at when you're testing any kind of plank, whether it's this on your own or something else, when you're digging that fork in, is it going through all of that into the pattern, leaving gouges. Now, of course, it's a fork, and I'm not pressing, like digging as deep as I possibly can into it. I'm just doing a standard little test where I'm putting some decent pressure on the plank with a fork, and that's how I scratch test. It's like living life on it, guys, right? Wow, just the long joint goes together so easy with this plank. Super easy plank. Just falls right into place. See that? Just falls into place. Wow. Isn't that crazy how easy that goes together? Now let's test the locking system on this. Okay, so I hit that hard a few times. Little bit of breakage on the lip part. That's it. That's awesome. Strong locking system. So again, what a super easy plank to put together. I give this a big thumbs up to Hune for putting a plank out on the market that is so DIY friendly to install. This stone form, whether it's the Elite or the Select, which I gotta imagine premium's the same, big thumbs up on the install part. Same test. No scratches from sand. No scratches. So now I'm going to bring over the VersaForm. Now I do want to tell you guys that I kind of screwed up here a little bit because I got the Elite and I got their lower end then, the Select. I didn't get the premium, the middle of the road one. I figured that if I tested one, the top line, the bottom line, the premium must be a good product if those two are, right? So I just want you to know, I feel like I should have bought another carton. I should have had a carton of that here. I'm sorry that I didn't. If you have any questions about it, I have samples on the way so that I can test them. So if you have questions, leave comments below and I can let you know, or you can perform these same tests yourself if you decide that you want to check out the premium on the Hune. So just so you know that, I apologize that I didn't purchase that other carton. So now what I want to talk to you about is the VersaForm. Now this is a 9x60 plank, so it's 9 inches wide by 5 feet long. It has a 30 mil wear layer on it and it's 5 millimeters thick. There is no locking system on this. This is the gravity floor. This is the one where you just need to use double-faced tape around the perimeter. Now you can also glue this. You can glue the perimeter. You can put a bead of glue every 6 feet across the floor. If you want a little bit more protection, it depends on how big of a span you're going to try to go. How big your area is. There are some specs that you should check out with that, but it's still a very easy floor to install. It's going to be the easiest one to install, really. And then also, to replace a plank is going to be super simple. It's just going to be grabbing a plank out, putting another one back in that quick. You could do it in a minute, okay? So if you get one that's damaged, it's really good that way. The other thing is the waviness of a floor. If you have a really wavy floor, this stuff will flow over all of that. Okay, no problem. You don't need to worry about floor prep. You still want it to be smooth, but you don't want, or your waviness of the floor is not going to affect the performance of this plank. And the other thing is if you have a basement, for example, that has a lot of water problems, okay, because you don't need to use a vapor barrier underneath this plank, okay? But if you have a plank or if you have a basement that has a lot of water problems, you can still use this plank. You can buy a special pressure sensitive adhesive that you would do a full spread with, and this adhesive will be your barrier to stop that moisture from coming out, whether it's hydrostatic pressure or you just have a wet basement, right? So that really breaks into a lot of areas where people can't do vinyl plank because they don't have options. Well, here's an option. Just so you know, there's a couple other plank out there that are like this, but not many. So this is a very good option that I'm glad that I'm finally able to bring you and show you. Now let's test it to see if it's any good. Now this has 16 different distinct patterns to it, just like the Elite line does, which is really going to help you be able to make this floor look nice, not having repeating patterns right next to each other. It makes it look more realistic overall. It does have an embossed texture. Now I don't think that the embossed texture in this, by me looking at it, I don't think it's quite as detailed as what you're going to find in the Elite, but it still does have some good detail to it. So it's still going to be a nice sharp looking plank. Plus it's a big plank. And of course, again, with all those different patterns, you're really going to be able to make this sharp. Now, I want to take the next step and let's go do the fork test and the hammer test on this and see how it performs. So come on over. All right, let's start with the hammer. Boy, this stuff doesn't even leave a mark at all. There we go. Holy cow, did I have to hit that hard. Very nice. Definitely has some resistance to denting. I'm not seeing any scratching. It's not leaving those metal fork marks either, like the other. Now this stuff, once you get that first row established with your double-faced tape, which I didn't do that, but this is literally how simple this floor will be to put down. It'll just be fitting it together, guys. I gotta get this first row somewhat straight so that it all goes together good. Okay, now that I got two rows together, it's pretty solid. Now remember, this first row would be glued or double face taped down, so it would just be this quick of putting the plank in. That's it. That easy. Let's do a sand test. See any scratches? No scratches. So you can see why this product has moved up into my top 3. We put all the tests to it, the hammer, the fork, the sand. We put the plank together, all the different variations of patterns, just really, those are the key things that I look for when I'm installing. Also the locking system being so durable and the type of locking system it is. I absolutely would never put a drop-in lock in my house. All of the products that I shared with you today, I would put inside my house. And some of them, like the Elite is definitely my favorite. I think the Select is good too. And if that's the price point that you can be at, don't be afraid to make the leap on checking out the Select. It really is a good product. And if you have issues with floors being wavy, water issues in your basement, go ahead and check out that VersaForm. That is something that is going to solve those problems for you that you've been trying to solve forever, right? No one wants to put thousands into their floor for floor prep. If you keep it smooth, you can install this over that, and it's the easiest install you'll ever do. All of this plank was super easy to install. I showed you that. Okay. I'm going to leave a link below in the description so that you can go check out Hune. Click on that link, it'll bring you right to their site. You can check out their samples. I believe they ship for free. They're reasonably priced. And if you do decide to make a purchase through Hune, let them know that I sent you. I'd really appreciate it. It would mean a lot to me if you did that. Just say, hey, Joe sent me. And be looking for some more videos that I'm going to be doing some installs with this product. I am looking forward to putting some of those out. And if you are somebody who's going to be doing a plank install, you've never done it before, you don't have to have fear. If you have the right information, you can do this on your own, especially when you're using a product that's easy to install like this. Check out my channel. I have lots of videos for beginners, whether you're doing a one room or an entire house. A lot of videos that are going to give you some easy to learn methods, some common sense, easy to use methods that you can pick up real quick. So check out my channel for that. Also my tools, if you're looking for some tools, there's some tools out there that will definitely make your install go so much easier. Check out that link below in the description so that you can go look at those tools that will save you a ton of time and a ton of frustration by just using a couple of simple tools. So check that out. Also, I just want to pray. Father God, I pray that you bless everybody watching this video, Lord. I pray that you are with them. Let them know who you are. Show your love to them, Lord. I pray for this in Jesus' name. I'm Joe the Tender. Hit that like button and that subscribe button. And if you want to be notified of the next videos that I'm putting out, hit that bell so you can get notified. I just want to tell you one more time, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you on the next video. Have a great day.